Hello everyone, welcome to our second video of learning Python. So last lesson we talked about a few things. We talked about input, print, and we talked about functions. In this lesson we're going to learn about if else, and basically that's about it, right? So if else and elf. I keep forgetting. So the easiest way to learn this, I'm going to explain it right now. Basically, think about it this way. Let's do some English. So if you say if, this is what it uses in Python. If, so let's say there's 4 apples. If Muhammad takes 2 apples of those 4 apples, this is where the function f comes. Now, let's talk about elf. Think about it this way. El in English, if you want to understand it, use el as and. So we say if there is 4 apples Muhammad takes, there will be 2 apples left. And if we can use elf here, Josh takes another 2, there will be 0 apples left. Now, in another one that uses this, it's else. In here, we could say or we could say if neither Josh or Muhammad take any, else it will be 0. Easy, alright? Hopefully. So let's go. I'll explain what I mean. So I'm gonna make a function in here, and we're gonna see if the number 7 is odd or even. So in here I'm gonna say if this number, which is, we're talking about number 7, because number now is a function, and inside of that, it's a variable, and inside of that variable it's 7. So we're going to say if number 7 is divided by 2 equals 0, and we're going to say if it is this calculation, we're going to say in here, we're going to say the number is even. Now in here I'm saying if it's not even, I could just say print the number is odd. Now if I run this program, it say number 7 it's odd. Now if I use number 8, it's going to be even. If I use number 9, it's going to be odd. So basically you just made a calculator for the kids, so now they can learn, they can do this, and you can put this in HTML. But let's do something crazier. So let's say your age is 25. You want to know if you're eligible to drink, or actually, you know what? Let's say your age is 25, and you want to know if you're a minor, an adult, or a senior. So in here, what we're going to do is we're going to say age 25. Now I made another variable. Inside of that variable, it's going to be age 25 or 25. Now I'm going to say if you're under 18, your stats will be. Now I made another variable right here named stats. Your stat is going to be minor. So if you're under 18, you're going to be a minor. Now, and if we could use you are greater than 18 and you are under 65. So on here I'm going to say an age under 65 and if your if your age is greater than 18 and age 65 under, your stats is that you are an adult. So I'm going to say adult. Why is this giving me an error? Let's see. And age 65. So we're gonna say if your stats is you're a minor. Oh, Python. It's one of the weirdest things ever. Okay, sorry. It shouldn't take me that long, but I'm sorry. It's because I was so confused. I was like, what? I just made the wrong thing. Now, in here, I'm going to say if and else, if is either of those, your stats is going to be senior. Now, let's say your final age, you're 25, you want to know which one it is. So we're going to say your stats is, in here, is, in here stats. Now if I run this, it's going to say you're adult. So 25 is an adult. Now if I put, for example, 17, you run it, it's going to say you are a minor. Now what if you put 66? It's going to say that you are a senior. So anything under 65, you're a senior. But 66, oh sorry, anything under 65, you're an adult. But since you're 66, you're a senior. So this is how it works. Also, this is greater and this is non-greater. I don't know what the opposite of greater is. So this is how basically it works. Now, let's do something else. Let's create a scoring system. And this was one of my projects for my final project. I did this, I put it on my HTML, except it was more advanced than this, but let's just do this. So I'm going to create a variable named score. And let's say you got the score of 85%. Now you want to know if your score is A, B, C, and D, or F. You want to see which one it is. You want to see if you fail. So now you're going to say if your score is greater than basically 90. Keep making this mistake today. Your grade is going to be an A. And if your score is greater than 80%, you got the grade of B. And if your score, also I made mistakes here, I misspelled score. And if your score is greater than 70, you got the grade of C. And when I say an if, remember, EL, score, you got greater than 60, your score is in D. If you got none of those, unfortunately, we're going to use, that's where else comes. If you got none of those, thinking about this way, you got the score of F. Now in here, you're going to say print your final grade is, come here, and then come here with a comma, I'm going to say grade. I'm going to give the variable of grade. So now if I run this, it's going to say your final grade is B. So now I got 80. So 80, between 80 to basically 80 to 90, it's in B. So if I would have got in 89, it would still be in B. Because in here I said anything above 90 is an A. In here I said anything above 80 is A or B. So there's 3 things that you need to know, or 5 things: F, else, and elf, and greater and ungreater. Make sure you know this and you know the difference between them. So now, for example, if I say in here, if I put 59 in here, it says your final grade is F. So basically this is what it is, and it's super beautiful, and it's so useful in Python. Make sure you practice this, make sure you know this, and please practice. Thank you for watching, and that's it for lesson 2.